All right, let's write our first post and put our website to good use. Right now, all we see here is Hello World on the front page, and we have one thing that's called sample page. If you've explored that, you will see that the content is slightly different. There's a small difference between these two things. This is a page and this is a post. How you write any of these things is very much identical, or very, very similar, I should say. But usually pages are used for information that doesn't change very much, whereas posts are used for content that is added over time. Not so much, it doesn't have to be a diary or your holiday photos. It could be anything that is added as your site grows. So you could add new products, you could add anything that just gets added to the site. You don't want to add static pages continuously to your site, you want to add posts. But certain things on your website won't change much. For example, how to contact you or how to reach you. If you have a brick and mortar store and you have an office and you want to direct people to your site of business, for example, then that information doesn't really change. So you don't want to put that in a post, you usually want to put that in a page. So about me, page, contact form, directions, that sort of thing that you write when you create your website, that's good for a page. And something that gets added later, for example, we have a new product or I've just done XYZ, that's good for a post. And the other difference between pages and posts is that posts can be categorized and tagged, whereas pages don't have that functionality. Let's see how we write either of them. Head over to your backend again, and let's start with a page. So on the left-hand side, you have pages. Navigate to all pages, and you will see a list of what's currently available. Right now, you have one sample page. This is the one that we've seen earlier. And you can click this title, and you get to edit the text. Oh, by the way, this is a little pop-up warning here. This is not so much a warning, it's just a hint that tells you something that's been updated in latest versions of WordPress. Read it, get excited, then hit dismiss and move on. So this is how the text looks like in the text editor. And this over here, if you navigate to the page, this is what it looks like on the website. It's very similar. It may not be completely identical because what we see in the backend here is almost like a text editor, but really behind the scenes it's just HTML code. And WordPress does its best to match these two up. Sometimes the fonts that you see on the front page do not match the ones in the backend. There's nothing to worry about. As soon as you publish a post or preview a post, you will see the real result on the front page. You can either change this, or you can head over here and say add new. That will create a new page. I've got some sample text here in my clipboard. I'm just going to paste that in, but you can go ahead and write text, of course, in this funky interface here. As soon as you hit publish and refresh your front page, you will see that you have a second page. And if you click on it, you will see the text you've created. There are many other ways to do this, so let me show you this again. You could create a new page from here, say add new. You can create a new page from here, hover over the new icon and click page. And either of these options will get you to a brand new page dialog. And you could hit publish again and the same thing would happen. Or if you want to see what your page would look like on the front page, hit the preview button here. And that will open a new tab with the page as it would look as if you had hit publish, but it's not live yet. So right now we can see it here, but if we go to our real live page, it's nowhere to be seen. And it's because your new page is currently still in preview mode. And this gives you a chance to see it live in action, see it with the theme applied, and you can read through it and see if there's any spelling mistakes that you need to correct. And then simply close the tab, head back to your new page dialog, and then hit publish. And now if you refresh the front page, you will see another page here. And it looks just like in the preview. If you click your site title, it always brings you back to the very front page without any amendments here on your URL. So this is the very front page. whereas this is a URL that would take you to a subpage. We'll take care of URLs and permalinks in a later video. Just for now, know that there are several entry points to this website already. We have the home page, and we have 3 individual pages, and we also have a Hello World post. If we click on that, we go to this, and there's 1 comment here. Don't worry about comments either. We'll take care of that in a later video. I know there's a lot to take in. Let's create a post. Posts don't show up as tabs up here. Posts add themselves to the front page by default. Let me demonstrate how this works. Again, like with pages, you can head over to the post menu and you can see all posts here. And you can click Add New here, or you hover over the plus sign and select Post. All those things will bring you to a new post window. Interface looks almost identical. Paste in some text. And again, same options, hit Preview or hit Publish. I'm going to go ahead and hit Publish already. Refresh my front page. And then I can see that I now have these 2 things here. I have brand new post and I have Hello World. Well, they should have really been in a different order. I suppose something with my date settings weren't correct, but you can see what's happening here. This post was apparently written on April the 6th, 2015, and this post was written on April the 28th, 2015. Therefore, the youngest post, the latest post, is displayed at the top, and the older the posts get, they are displayed at the bottom. I will have a look at my date settings in a moment. Usually, when you create a new post, it appears at the top here. But you have an influence on the date on which that post was published, and that only works with posts. It doesn't really make sense with pages so much. Let's try this again. Add a new post, and we can call it Future Post. Over here on the Publish window, select Edit, and you will see a date picker. You can pick a date here, for example, May the 4th, be with you at 5:28. So this is the day, 1 to 30, 1 to 31, 1 to 28, depending on how many days that month has. This is the year. This is the time in 24-hour clock, so 5:28 in the morning, pretty early. And the drop-down menu shows you the month. Hit OK. And now I get, instead of publish, I get the schedule option here. And that just means the post is scheduled for a later date, which obviously, according to my computer, hasn't happened yet. So if I refresh the page, I don't see the post because that time hasn't happened yet. Let's try this one more time, and I will call this one Past Post. Perhaps this one I would like to have been published in February already at 5:29. Hit Publish. And there we go. This post was definitely published in the past. And this is how posts can be ordered on the front page. There are many other ways that you can do that, but by default, this is how the theme would present the post. The latest post first, the youngest post first, and then sorts it in order of date descending. Speaking of the post window, this is a complex topic here. You have a lot of options. First of all, when you write, you'll be pleased to hear that WordPress saves your post at regular intervals. So if your internet connection goes down or whatnot, you don't have to worry. WordPress saves revisions of your post to the server. And it also, if the internet connection completely disappears, will save posts in the local storage of your web browser. So you are very safe here, even though you can't click a save button all the time. WordPress does take care of you there. These options at the top here probably look familiar. You can highlight words and just click bold, italic, strike through, all the usual suspects here. Within reason, you can even do something like enumerations, bulleted list. Remember though that these are HTML lists that are generated. So the way this actually looks on the front page may be different to what you see in the back end. Numbered lists and bullet lists, and you can also put things in quotation marks, and this will format things as block quotes. Again, styling is dependent on the theme, so we don't have an influence of what this font actually looks like. The theme will take care of that. There's one thing that, well, aside from justifying text and inserting hyperlinks, there's one thing that I like to use, and that's the last icon here. That's the toolbar toggle. If you click that, a second row of icons comes up. And that's very important for me because sometimes in longer posts you may want to put additional headlines here. And the way to do that is quite simple. You select the portion of the text that you would like to change, and then you use the paragraph menu here, or this little drop-down menu, and give it a headline. For example, heading 3. And if you hit preview or publish, you will see all your handiwork in action. This is usually a heading 2 or heading 1. This is now heading 3. You can explore other sizes as well. Let's see what heading 1 would look like. Hit preview. And there we go. This is much bolder now than this. So this is probably heading 2, I guess. No, it's not. Somewhere in the middle. Anyway, that is how this works. This is how you can apply formatting to your text. If you're well versed in the art of writing HTML, you can add code into this within reason as well. Not all HTML code is allowed or can be digested by WordPress. If you pay attention to the visual icon here, you can also head over to text. And text is a plain text representation of what we've been typing here. So this is what has actually happened under the hood here when I've written my bullet point list. It's HTML code, and WordPress has translated that, and that is eventually what is displayed. This was my block quote here, so we've got the opening and the closing tag with my text in the middle, and this was the headline. And this is where you could open and close your own tags and add snippets of HTML code if you wish to do that. And as soon as you hit the visual button again, all those HTML changes are translated back into, well, formatted text, and this is what you see on the visual tab. Posts can also be categorized and tagged, but because that is a rather complex topic, I've dedicated an entire video to that. For now, I think we have talked enough about posts and pages and how to write them. Play around with this and write posts, delete posts. Oh yeah, that's what I haven't shown you, how to delete posts. If I don't want this anymore, there's the Move to Trash button, which will delete your post and put it just like on your desktop, put it in the trash here. Trash is emptied every 30 days, so if you've accidentally deleted a post, just head over to the trash and say, oh dear, I'd like to restore this. Or you delete this permanently and then it vanishes even from the trash. But as I said, every 30 days this gets cleared out automatically and you don't have to worry about it. You can always bring things back. Right, that's it for posts and pages. I will see you in the next video.